this lesson we're going to be learning My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. So we're going to learn the acoustic part, and then we're going to learn the little slide electric lead as well. So it's capoed at the 2nd fret, and there's a key change in it. So there's basically kind of 2 parts and then a bridge, and that whole thing is moved up for the key change, a whole step. So there's a lot of bar chords in here because of that. But fun song to play, mainly the same strumming pattern throughout. So the song starts with this intro that's just E minor and A. E minor and A chord shapes. Obviously with the capo it's F sharp and B, but E minor chord shapes, and the strumming pattern is down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. So you see that if you're looking at the tab, that A, when the A comes in, it's pushed a little bit. The A doesn't fall right on the downbeat of the next bar. It's a 8th note ahead. So down, 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 up, down. You could also do down, down, let's see, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, like that. Whatever feels right, but it's different for everybody, has a different feel. So if you want to do that A as an upstroke or a downstroke, whatever feels most natural to you. So you just do that 4 times in the intro. E minor to A. And then it goes to, when the slide kicks in, it goes to D and B minor, 2 times around. Same strumming pattern. The 3rd time it goes D, down, 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 up, down, to a D sharp diminished 7. So that's, you're going to bar the 1st fret. So, and then 2nd fret, 2nd fret. 2nd fret G string, 2nd fret E string. 2 hits there to a B7. So it's, let's play it in context. So that B is down, up, the B7. If you don't know how to play B7, it's like this. Now if you can, get your pinky on the 2nd fret of the E string. If not, just play these 3. Or even the B string too. And then it goes, that's kind of the phrase right there, and then it goes back to the E minor. So let me play all that for you in context. A little slower. Then we go to the D. And that's right there where the verse actually starts. So that whole thing basically just starts over. So the verse is E minor to A 4 times. And then you go to the D, the B minor, D, B minor, D, D sharp diminished, B7. It does that. That's the verse. It's the same chord progression as that whole intro thing. And then, so you do that like 3 times, I believe. Twice, and then, okay, it does it twice. And then the third time, you're going to do the first part of the verse. Okay, so you see where it repeats the verse, and then out of that, you do the E minor to A 4 times. I am definitely hitting that A chord on an upstroke. So it's down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, like that. Down, let's see. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That's how it is on the A. Up, down, down, up, down, up. Sorry, had to get that right. So you do that 4 times, then we're into this bridge that serves, its function is to change to is to modulate to the new key, because it's going to go up in key. So that bridge is D, same strum pattern, but it's 2 bars of D. Then D7, then a B over F sharp. Okay, so we know the D, D7's like this. And then 2 bars of that, and then a B, so you're playing a B major bar chord, and you're just gonna put your bar, the low E string too, to put that F sharp on the bottom. So the bridge is D, 2 bars of D. Then we go E, this is where the key change comes. So it's E major to F diminished 7, same shape as this one, you're just going to move it up to the 3rd fret, and then C sharp 7, kind of like the B7, different fingering here. So we're going to go 4, 3, 4, 2. 3rd finger, 2nd finger, pinky, 1st finger. Now we're into the new verse. Now it's F sharp minor to B, like the E minor to A. It's F sharp minor. So this is verse B. It's the same pattern, it's just a whole step higher. Okay, so it's going to go 4 times around on the F sharp minor to B. Now we're going to go to E major to C sharp minor. So that's 4th fret, like your B minor, move it up a whole step. 2 times there. Now this time we do same thing we did before. And then the verse starts over. So that's that F diminished 7, C sharp dominant 7 to the F minor, F sharp minor. So that's the verse in the new key, okay? I'll go over that one more time. So we have the F sharp minor to B. Four times. Then we have E major, C sharp minor. Twice. Then we have the E major, F diminished to C sharp dominant 7, so it's then back to the verse, starts over again. Okay, so it does do something kind of weird. The first ending then the second time, so the first one's normal. The second time it rolls through that, you have a different ending. It doesn't do the E to F diminished to the C sharp 7. It just keeps going. It just goes right back to the, so we'd come, we're right here. Because it goes back to the slide solo there, okay? So that's the only difference. And you'll hear that if you listen to it in the record. So that's all the parts to the acoustic part. Once you get through another verse in that key, then they vamp on the outro just on the F sharp minor to B forever, for a long time. So that's all that is. That's it. It's mainly just a couple parts. Just you have to learn it in 2 keys. That's the trick with this one. So next, we're going to take a look at the lead slide solo. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the electric slide part in My Sweet Lord. And it's basically like the acoustic part. You're going to have to learn. It's pretty much the same solo in 2 different keys. Most of the solo can be played exactly like the record in standard tuning, but there is a part at the end that, to be honest with you, I could not figure out how they were doing it with the slide. I tried alternate tunings. It just didn't really work. And for those YouTube users out there, the first one that can figure it out how they did it with some kind of special tuning or whatever, we'll give you a 1-year free subscription. Okay, so now let's take a look at what he's doing. So we're going to start with this lick. So that's sliding up to the 16th fret high E string. Then you're going to slide back from 14 to 12. And then you're going to go slide back up to 14. Then back to 12, then the 14 on the B string twice. So we got, so that's, I'm going to use my finger to show you what frets. Like that. Okay, then the next phrase sounds like this. So almost the same thing. Starts the same way. Slide up to 16, 14 to 12, back to 14. Then you go 12 on the E, 14 on the B. So we got, then you get, and that's 12 to 14, or slide up to 14 on the B string, then 12 on the E string, then back to the B string, 14 to 12. Like that. So that's, okay, so that's the first 2 phrases. The next phrase starts the same way. Now we have a, you're going to play 2 strings at a time. So we're doing 16. All the notes are on the G and high E string. So it's 16, you're going to slide down to 13. Then 13 to 10, 10 to 7, 7 back up to 10, and then hit 13. So kind of tricky. Now, that part, if you tune your, I think E string, your high E string down to a D or down, or there's a way to do that I did see where you could tune your E string or your B string differently and play that on the high E and B string. But I wanted to do it, most of it in standard tuning, because that's what we play in most of the time. So this sounds pretty close. Okay, then there's this lick at the end. Okay, now I'm gonna play it like this. And that's 14 on the B string, slide from 14 to 12, and then you go 13 to 11. But the actual notes are those plus some other ones, and it together harmonized, it sounds like this. If you heard that, sorry. But they're playing it on slide, and that's the part that kind of really baffled me. How did they do that on slide? I think they probably just maybe overdubbed two different guitars doing it. But if you can figure it out, I'm curious. So that's it for the first solo. Okay. Now the second one that comes later in the song, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just everything's a whole step. Everything is a whole step up. So now we're starting on 18. So everything is exactly the same. It's a whole step up. You just go 2 frets up, do the exact same thing. Except for the very first lick. Sounds a little different. He goes... What, sorry? He does this little lick right there on the first one. So that's 16 to 14 on the B string, 15 to 13 on the G string. And you got that same lick. So that's all of it. So there you have it. A little slide action for My Sweet Lord.